almost heaven. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees.
Oh, I'm. uh, huh? Well, I listen to you two talk, and I know how she is anyway. But we used to have fun talking a lot like that. It was funny. It's just funny stuff. Although half the things I say about Ramona, I do want to do. But you have to read the one that I wrote as if I was you. Huh? I mean, you have to. Okay, but you have to read it to Ramona. You have to read the other one to Ramona too. What was you doing when I called you? Oh. No, yeah. No, no, we're just waiting on you right now. I'm just, I'm just taking it all in and gotta relax about the whole thing. Let him do what he's gonna do. What can I do? There's really nothing I can do. I'm in love with her, but she got a fucking therapist so shit in her ears, and there's nothing I can do about it. If she wants to fucking believe him, and everybody else that's saying bad shit about me. All I can do is that she pays attention, and she doesn't. If she actually spends time with me to get to see the real me instead of the me that's all confused and paranoid about shit and upset. But that's part of what made us grow apart some, is because she stopped spending so much time with me that she did. And she was staying up late night, shit, and that fucked us all up. Huh? Okay. Okay.
All right. I have Lorne on the phone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hello.
Oh,
Hey, guys.
okay.
Hi, Lorne.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes, hello?
Oh, okay. How you feeling?
Kind of drowsy.
Drowsy, you sound like you're drowsy. You taking the pills or is it tired from the pain?
Well, I'm going to take my pills after I eat.
Emma, read your poems to her.
Ramona, Lorne's been writing poems time after he climbed off the riding mower. Let me pull it up so I can read it to you. Lorne is so funny. Okay. I'm gonna read it like Lorne. Oh no, I have to read it like me. Okay. My nickname is Ember. My birthday's in May. My friend thought it was in September, so he has to write this poem another way. I love Lorne lots and Ramona too. What they have is real, so I'm doing all I can do to make them both see, because they're believing in me, like I'm a Cupid or some type of saint, that they belong together after all the stormy weather. They have something that nobody should taint. Said and done, because now I have someone, maybe we can all meet. This space where we can sit on our men's face. Bon appetit. Well, Lorne said they both can eat, but I changed it. It'll be hard. Lorne won't be able to see the lawyer eating me up because you're going to be sitting on his face.
I don't mind. Read the other one, Ramona. Emma.
Okay, let me scroll up for it. Okay. This one's for Ramona, so I get to read it like Lorne. 1 pill, 2 pills, 3 pills, crap! Thankfully, they're not birth control pills. For 3 more months, I won't need that. Until that time is near, I will pay attention to Lorne with no fear and watch all that he has to show. He says I'll be surprised. If I am, I'll lick his head. Oh, I'll lock his head up with my thighs and watch his manhood grow. I think of this now because I know that somehow he will not disappoint me again. He has his issues way back, but let's not think about that. Keep an open mind and give him a fair chance. Then get him naked, yank down his pants. Okay, I added the last part.
I didn't like that. Emma, you gotta add something in there, didn't you?
I added the last part about pulling down your pants.
I just wrote down another poem because I didn't want you to think that I write the dirty stuff.
How sweet! It Lorne's a poet.
That shit's so fun. I have fun doing that.
Oh, Lorne. So I was wondering, with your 3 months, because Lorne did talk a little bit about birth control pills and everything. So for these 3 or 4 months, while you guys are dating each other, is it okay with you that if Lorne decides to have sex with somebody?
Yeah.
Well, it ain't okay with me.
With
anyone. I'm not having sex with anyone. My heart is devoted.
What about just third base?
Not even third base. I'm not doing anything with anybody.
Oh.
No, he could hit home base with a scat fetish.
Wow, you must be really groggy. That's gross.
I am groggy, but he can do what he wants during this break.
Aww.
No, he can't.
Well,
No,
what
he
about
can't. He won't.
what about if Ramona does? She wants to take a high hard one up in her gut.
And then,
Well, Mama can do what she wants too, but
it would be a bad idea.
Mama needs to.
Are you okay?
Me?
Yeah, you sound so. You sound like you're just going kind of slow, like you're stressed.
Oh. Yeah, Mama's kind of tired.
Aww. Do you want us to let you go?
Well, I'll mute myself and let you guys talk that way in case I doze off.
Well, I know Lorne really wants to talk to you.
Well,
His pants are getting all tight right now, listening to your voice.
my pants aren't getting tight. I'm not wearing anything.
Whoa!
I'm home alone. I don't need to wear anything I don't want to wear.
Hey, yo! We like you, Lorne.
Hey, the only ones that can see me are my dogs.
I'm sure they appreciate it.
No, I would hope not. I hope they're not paying much attention to it.
Different. They just think you're trying to feed them a hot dog.
They think I'm wearing a suit.
Did you know the oxycodone pills, if they're the caplets, they have gelatin in them?
They're not the caplets. They're like these little tablets. They're really tiny, too.
Oh, they gave them tiny because you're so tiny and cute.
Yeah, they're like barely the size of somebody's pimple.
Lorne used to have a pimple on his butt. He talks to Peter in the chat.
Ramona's seen pimples on my butt. They don't get very big.
Oh, because you pop them before they get too big.
I washed my ass thoroughly.
Well, I
He
should hope
pops his
so.
zip right into Arnold's mouth.
Not hardly.
Well, you're already sitting there on his face. You might as well put him to work with his teeth.
True.
Not hardly.
You like to tease Lorne about Arnold, don't you? I bet Lorne kind of likes it.
I don't.
I think
The guy grosses me right out.
He's attracted to you, Lorne. You can't blame him. Look at how hot you are.
Roy makes fun of him too. He hit on Roy too.
He hit on Roy?
Yeah.
He wants to get you guys together.
I don't know, but Roy surprised him, and Roy told him bring it on. I guess Roy didn't think that Arnold was serious, and I guess Arnold really took it by surprise, and he was serious. And Roy said, "No, I'm only kidding. And I'm not gay." So I guess that kind of made Arnold depressed.
That's hot.
Okay, we can talk about this thing about what we're going to do on the so-called break.
Break? That is kind of demeaning to Ramona's idea.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, ideas got to match before we end up getting all screwed up.
Well, you can do what you want. I can do what I want.
All right.
If you have sex with anybody, or anything like that, I will never take you back.
No. Let her have sex. That way she can compare. She can see what she likes more. It's only fair.
That's not fair. That's not fair to me. She already knows how I think. That would not work.
After a
Well, I mean, I'm not, during this break, I'm not, like, concerned with, like, going out and getting laid as much as I am dating the guys who are here, seeing what what they're offering and compare it to what Lorne is offering.
How you gonna know what I'm offering if you don't spend time with me? That's another part of the issue.
I mean, one is that I do know that, what you're offering, and thing two, but then I know that
you just know me as a confused person that had all kinds of things going through his head that made him very confused. And it's just recently I realized, one that I should have been confused about. You know everything that has happened. You literally know everything that has happened.
I don't know everything that's happened because it took my therapist telling me that he chats with you and from your thing. I didn't know that. I know that there were phone calls.
I know all about
that. So
that.
don't get in line and say that.
I'm not lying about anything. I am not talking about a person from 10 years ago.
But you're saying that I know everything.
I forgot all about them phone calls until someone else mentioned them to me.
Well, you might have forgotten about them phone calls, but don't say that I know everything. Find that stuff out. I don't know everything. I didn't know that there were phone calls.
You were supposed to call me after you mentioned that. You were supposed to call me, and I was supposed to let you listen to the phone calls with me on the phone too, so that we could go through it. And you never did.
He said to go online. I could find them online. I don't need to be on the phone with you to listen to the phone calls. And Lorne, again, surgery, the higher priority than listening to you trying to smooth a kid.
The problem is that happened 10 years ago. I've been trying to get away from that.
I know, but the fact of the matter is,
that was one of the reasons that we didn't talk about it much, because I was trying to get away from it. That's not the person that I am.
Okay, but it's a big thing. And when I find audio of you saying things that probably contradict things that you say to me, that's a big deal.
It doesn't contradict things that I say to you. That's not the person I am. So a person 10 years ago was a big deal.
But you told me, well, you can't hide behind this veil of confusion and use that to excuse all your actions. And you told me that you were
everything that I've been through, so you know how confused I was. I never hid anything about what has happened to me. The only thing that I didn't mention was the phone calls, which I forgot all about. I never concentrated on the phone calls. I knew everything else that I had done wrong.
Well, you knew, but I didn't know. And when you tell me that you bought condoms but you weren't going to have sex, but yet there's audio of you saying, I'm going to get condoms so I don't get you pregnant, I mean, that completely...
That just shows that he's being smart. I mean, if you're going to have sex with a 13-year-old, you don't want to get her pregnant and ruin her life even more, He was being considerate.
I never wanted to go there, and I knew it.
But when you're all giddy talking about getting condoms so that you can have sex, this idea of you not wanting to go.
I want to go there. It still baffles me to this day how I actually went.
You got in your car and you drove. That's how you went.
That's not what I wanted to do.
It was a white truck.
That's in the beginning.
But no, I mean, you got in.
But it's what I did. It's what I did. I can't run away from it. But it was 10 years ago, and I'm not going to continue to live with it day after day after day. If we wanted to talk about it, we can talk about it, but don't base that person around who I am today. I'm
problem
is that is screwed by me this family today because I don't let that happen.
But the problem is that you weren't honest about everything. When you're telling me that you when you're telling me that you didn't want to go and that they, quote, made you bring condoms, end quote, but yet
They were the
you're
ones that
giving...
mentioned condoms. It wasn't me that mentioned condoms to begin with.
Okay, but it wasn't them who bought the condoms. That's the thing.
I know. It was my fault. I always say condoms in my truck, but it was my fault.
And when you try and pass off this idea that, oh, I didn't want to go, but then, I didn't want to go, I was not going to have sex, but then there's footage of you saying that you're going to get condoms because you don't want to get somebody pregnant. You did want to go. It shows that you were going to have sex.
I didn't plan to go right up to that day. I was supposed to go out to the bar. It was my birthday. I was supposed to go to the bar with a friend of mine. I was going to buy me drinks all night. That's where I planned on going. Whether it works or not, that's what was said. I went to this thing else.
And my thing is, own it.
Owning it. I did wrong, and I know I did wrong. How many times do I have to say I didn't, that I know I did wrong?
Lorne knows he did wrong.
Did wrong doesn't mean I really wanted to do it.
He's admitting that he did wrong. He knows he went over there for what he went over there for, and it didn't happen, thank God. And now he's taken the punishment for it already, and, he's not the same man that tried... Look, when Lorne was jacking off into that camera, he wasn't jacking off to a little 13-year-old girl in his head. He was jacking off for a person who loved him, and who was...
I didn't even jack off in the camera.
Oh, yeah, you said it wouldn't take much for the white stuff to come out right now, and you asked her if she wanted to see it. So...
That I said, I remember saying that, but I never did do it.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I mean, Lorne wasn't showing his big, thick heart-on to a little girl. He was showing it to somebody he thought he cared about him. Fooled into going because he thought someone loved him, and they were just playing a big trick.
Because at the time, I didn't feel like anybody loved me. I didn't feel like anybody gave a shit about me.
But my thing is that if he wanted a young 13-year-old girlfriend, why not find one in real life instead of over the internet?
Because I did not want one. I was in an adult chat room. I was not in a teeny bopper chat room. That's where people seem to lose confusion in the whole thing. I didn't go looking for a teeny bopper.
What's a teeny bopper? Does that mean sex with a kid? Like you bop them?
No, like underage kid.
And what I said to my therapist was, and Lorne, I did defend you to my therapist. You have to admit that. What?
For a while you did. So you started joining in and making fun of me. And you started with me on the phone.
No. But I took maybe 2 jabs, but I defended you to my therapist. And the next time we talk, and he's on, I will defend you to my therapist. I will always defend you to my therapist. And I said that to my therapist, I said that he was in an adult chat room, and I said to my therapist, I said, Lorne was not going out looking for sex from a child.
Well, good, because I weren't. I had known to all that, and the intention that I had was just to be nice to talk to the girl, because nobody else would talk to her. I screwed up, and I never should have even talked to her, because I wanted to be turned around so fast. I was very weak-minded at the time.
That's what I told my therapist.
That's how I wound up losing so much. I just got tired of losing so much and people using me so much that I sold my house after having over $60,000 into it. I sold it for $8,000 to the people that I was buying it from, just so that I could leave Maine. I gave away 3 truckloads of tools, just so I could leave Maine and get away from everyone. I could start new and be alone and be able to focus on me and not people using me. I never ever intended on going to that thing house. But I got caught up in somebody actually making me feel like they cared. But I lost sight of all of what her age was. And even though I knew it, I still lost sight of it, and I was fucked right up.
Well, Lorne likes babysitting. Well, Lorne loves kids. And Kayla acted and sounded like she was more like 8 years old. So Lorne was really just trying to protect her because she seems kind of mentally delayed, and Lorne thought she cared about him, and he was drunk all the time and sleeping on the floor, and now he's different. He has a bed and he's not drinking, and he has somebody.
Lorne was sleeping on the floor?
Yeah, he didn't have a bed.
And Lorne, that's a big accomplishment because look, if you think about this though, at 37 years old, you were sleeping on the floor. Now at 46, 47 years old, in only 10 years, you're no longer sleeping on the floor. That's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, and I'm no longer confused about shit.
You probably have bed bugs, but I mean, that's a big accomplishment. That you
I don't have bed bugs. I don't like bugs at all.
Lorne doesn't have any parasites. Lorne has enough hair. He only has enough hair on his penis and chest to get lice. All the other cute, fine little hairs on the top of his head, those little fuzzies, no lice want to live in there. They'd rather live in Lorne's chest.
There's only one type of bug I like, and it's not a bed bug or a bug that crawls around like that.
What is it, your Ramona cuddle bug?
Yep.
Oh, you're his little ladybug, Ramona. How cute.
There's so much more what people see about that whole story, and that's what bothers me. That has me to talk about it all because I go back in my mind to there. There's a.
Are you crying?
Yeah.
Why are you crying?
It's
hush. Why are you crying?
Because it affects me. It bothers me. It bothers me that I get that bad.
In what way? What are your thoughts?
It bothers me that my family used me like they did when I idolized them. Never thought that they'd do that. It hurt me a lot.
I think that water went down the wrong pipe. I think that your siblings not making, and I mean, I'm vegan, so don't get me wrong. I don't agree with eating these particular things necessarily, but I think the fact that you didn't get the mac and cheese, you didn't get the meatballs, and you didn't get the deviled eggs, I think that really affected you.
Lorne was hungry.
Well, it's not about being hungry, but Lorne, did that really affect you? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. It affected me a lot. And that wasn't the only time, either. It was 3 years worth of that. You get hammered so many times by people you love and think of you back. You lose so much money and so much respect for yourself that you can't even say no to people when they come over and ask for shit. Even if you have at the end of the shit, you still give them the last of what you had.
And I think that really did affect you. And tell me, am I right in saying this, Lorne? That it's a plate of mac and cheese. If your sister showed up at your door with a plate of mac and cheese, if your brother showed up with the meatballs, and if your other brother showed up with the deviled eggs, as much as it would have if they had done it before the sting operation. Am I correct?
You're very correct. You're extremely correct. That's why I turn them away. Turn them away, and I tell them that that's something we should have done 11 years ago.
I mean, and I mean,
let my brother borrow a car and put it in his name so we could have it under his insurance instead of mine. I had to have Mom get it back for me.
You know, I think that in life, I'm trying to think of how to word this. I think in life there's always symbols. When, for instance, you have the deviled eggs, that could have been a symbol of thanks. You have the meatballs. That could have been a symbol of appreciation. You have the mac and cheese. That could have been a symbol of gratitude.
You know what the disgusting thing is?
And plus,
my sister told my mother that I was trying to buy their love. That's what the gross thing was.
That's the messed up comment that she made.
Yeah.
Man, you ain't shit.
I don't talk to my sister today. I don't talk to my brother. I try to not talk to one of those brothers. I try to stay away from them. The only ones that I talk to.
You know, and I mean, it's sad because I wonder how many relationships out there, certainly a lot, have been destroyed from people not keeping their end of a bargain and not doing something as simple as plating up some mac and cheese that they had already made. And that's what's so wrong about it.
You know, the sad thing is Tony is the only one that apologized to me.
Did he make you any mac and cheese?
No, but he's been there for me for some tough times before you get there. And then you straightened me out on some shit that Tony was doing about buying the beer. And that's when I go down rather than buying beer for him.
Tony's using it for beer money?
He wasn't using me really, but that's the only place that I would go to drink because I didn't want to go to any bars. I didn't care to drink with anybody else. I had fun with Tony. You know, we'd just sit there and drink. Wendy would be right there. It'd just be me and Tony. Wendy doesn't drink, but it'd just be me and Tony. And we'd always have fun. And then I'd just go home and I didn't look back.
Well, I gotta hand it to you, Lorne. At least you didn't offer to get Kayla drunk. I mean, you offered her your cock and eat her out and everything, but a lot of the people in the chat wanted to get their, little girls they were going to molest drunk. And, at least you never did anything like that. So that's good.
Yeah,
and I don't think he would, and I mean, that is good. And I think Lorne, that shows some decency on Lorne's part because Lorne knows that that little girl would have been easier to take to bed had she been drunk, and he didn't even entertain the idea of getting her drunk from what you've told me.
Yeah, and she was all excited about sex and everything anyway. Lorne wouldn't have had to get her drunk. All Lorne kept saying was, Kay, Kay. She was saying all this sexual shit to him.
Yeah, I took quite a bit of sexual shit myself. I'm grossed out by it. I'm grossed out by the way I talk.
Well, I mean, don't be grossed out, Lorne. I mean, are you crying, Lorne?
Yes.
What's going on?
I talk like that to somebody that's underage. It really bothers me.
But that's why I said that maybe you should come to a point where you can kind of be, an asshole about your charge and say, and tell people, yeah, you talked to an underage child. Yeah, you were going to fuck a kid. So what? Fuck them. If they don't, if they don't want anything to do with you because of it, screw them. And come off, like this big old douchebag about it.
Yeah,
don't sit there and say, well, I wasn't going to do anything. Well, I didn't want to go. No, screw that. You were going to fuck a child. You went there and you were going to stick your boner inside of a 13-year-old and fuck them if they don't appreciate it.
Yeah, but it's hard to me because I really do care about what people think of me.
So what if Lorne said, Ramona, what if Lorne told you, Ramona, yes, I got excited by the fact that she had a 13-year-old body. There's something about a teenage body. I was excited about the fact of controlling a little girl. I was going to go fuck her. I went to do it. I'm glad I didn't get the chance. I got punished for it. I know it's wrong. I would never do it again. Would you respect him more?
Yeah, you took the words straight out of my mouth. I would respect him more because what I don't want to hear from Lorne is I don't want him to minimize this. I want him to say, yeah, I did it, and fuck anyone who doesn't agree.
I don't minimize it at all because I know what I do is wrong. It's just hard for me to have it in somebody's head that I'm a bad person. I care about what people think of me. That's what bothers me.
But there's so many people that think that you're a bad person, Lorne. There's so many people that seem to think that.
Yeah, but I'm not.
But
what I did was bad.
But I was thinking about something because, and I didn't know how to bring it up to you because I didn't want you to immediately shoot down my idea. Oh, wait, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I was thinking if you wouldn't have to get online, but if you sent me videos, you could revive your channel. Like, I could get them online for you, and you could revive your channel without like, I mean, I'm not going to be your internet whore. I'm not going to be, like, doing all your dirty work. But you could at least have videos out there, and if I ever saw something that was about you that, that people were being negative about you, like, I could tell you, and you could make a video, send it to me, and I could put it online for you.
People do want more Lorne videos. They want the follow-up video to the shake weight video. They want to see the lower body workout that Lorne promised to show. They are talking about a different fruit juice shake because Lorne said he was going to show a different kind of fruit juice that he makes. They all miss Lorne's videos. They loved them.
The problem is I can't have anything new go on there because then my probation officer will be all over my ass.
We'll just say that it's old. We'll just say, hey, look what we found. Here's some old Lorne videos.
Well, no, if she knows that, like, if if I say, like, I could make a video saying, you know, intro to Lorne's new channel, and I could say, hi, you know, this is Ramona, and Lorne's going to be doing videos. He's going to send them to me, and I'm going to put them online. If you do it like that, then, you know, then, I mean, she can't get angry.
She can, because I'm not supposed to have anybody doing anything for me online, except
so
the only one.
Apply for jobs.
Be truthful. Lorne, be truthful with me for a moment. Are you banned for the internet?
No, I'm not banned from the internet. I'm temporarily can't do anything on it.
Why?
Because they have my computer. Until they tell me that I can have my computer back and I can do stuff on it, then I
Why
can
is
do
she
stuff on
keeping your computer?
it. Because remember when I lost my job? I was on it all that time that week, right after I lost my job.
What about it? Like when your probation officer took your computer, what about it?
I was trying to make money from doing surveys and stuff like that, so I'd always have my YouTube channel on, so I'd have to minimize, but I would lift it up so I could see what was going on in it. And yeah, that's the reason. They thought I was on there too much. So after that week, they took it
They
off.
thought you were on there too much.
They thought I was on there too much.
Did they catch you looking at porn or something?
No, they didn't catch me looking at porn. I'd definitely be incarcerated at the end if I was looking at porn and shit. I had no interest in porn anyway.
What about the titty pictures that Ramona sent you?
She hasn't sent me any titty pictures.
What? Ramona? Lorne loves boobs.
I know he does, but no titty pictures. I mean, because like
I respect her
he said
stuff because it tells me
he said I couldn't even send him pictures of like Kids R Us magazine ads. Like he said he can't even receive that kind of stuff. Like Lorne can't receive Kids R Us kind of pictures, you know what I mean? Like from Kids R Us ads. He can't even receive that kind of
stuff. And I don't want that stuff anyway.
That wouldn't make him hard. He wants the Sears catalog with the grown women in their lingerie, or maybe like the old women. That way Lorne can feel more age appropriate.
And I don't even look at that stuff. I don't look at adult porn. And I've never been into looking at adult porn even.
Lorne doesn't like adult porn. Lorne just likes scat porn.
I just Ramona.
Lorne wants you to squat over his face and turd right over his eyebrows.
Don't want to turd on my face.
Lorne wants
my face. You just don't want to turd on me.
Lorne wants someone to use his mouth as a toilet.
Yeah.
Got no poop.
Just pee, right?
I would suck the pee right out of her.
Yeah.
I'd eat the peanuts right out of her shit.
Damn. Lorne, that's so romantic.
I might have to wash it off first.
I think Lorne would eat poop.
No, I wouldn't eat poop. That's not very sanitary.
I think he would.
Just in that.
He would hold it in his mouth for 15 seconds and let it dissolve.
I have had shit in my mouth before, though. Accidentally.
What? When?
When he was having sex with...
What is it, Mama?
No, he had shit in his mouth when he was having sex with his old counselor.
Lorne had sex with Ramona and got shit in his mouth?
Yeah.
How?
Do you remember the story that I told you about that? About me getting shit in my mouth?
You were working in septic. It's not as exciting as the story that I told, but He was working on septic, so that's how it happened.
Oh, it could have been a man's shit that went in his mouth, too.
Yeah, he could have had huge shit in his mouth.
The story that you told Ramona, there's nothing good about that story.
It could have been dog shit that was in his mouth, too.
Could have been. Not many dog shit in the toilet, though.
Well, yeah, but sometimes people, like, dogs will shit on the floor, and then people will clean it up, and they'll put it in the toilet. So Lorne could have had dog shit in his mouth.
Lorne should pee in a cup and pour it on himself and say, "There you go, slave, pee everywhere," and then smear shit on the mirror.
It's gross.
Lorne should use his tongue to smear shit on the mirror.
Lorne should use his tongue to lick Ramona.
Yeah, he wants to slurp you like Grandpa Stan.
So tell her about when you had shit in your mouth.
Yeah.
And the sexual arousal you got from it.
Yeah, when the sexual arousal from was dancer. There was a tanker truck for a place that I used to work at on Washington State, and we'd fill up the smaller trucks, and then we'd go and pump it into the bigger truck, and I'd have to take the bigger truck down and dump it at the waste management place in the plant. So I was pumping smaller trucks, shitload of the smaller truck into the bigger tanker, and the hose come undone. And then because the motor was going, it made the hose flap around, and shit landed right in my face and in my mouth.
That's kind of gross. But that's okay. How did you handle it? Did you wash it out right away, or did you keep it around because you had to finish your job, or?
I puked.
Aww, you got sick?
It was disgusting.
Did you puke in Tony's mouth?
Tony wasn't there. I didn't even know Tony then.
Tony was there. He was bent over with his ass cheek spread, and Lorne puked right into his asshole.
Yeah, Tony, shit in Lorne's mouth. He bent over, and he sprayed him like a skunk. He sprayed him with shit right all over Lorne.
Yeah, and then he spit Lorne's puke right back up at him and said, "Here you go, Grandpa."
I knew it was supposed to be so proper, but they get so... Their mouths are more party than guys' mouths are.
My mouth's more party.
Even my woman gets pretty party mouth. Makes my mouth drop.
Lorne wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. That was just a sexy conversation we had, but yeah, Lorne needs to get back to making sure you don't get any cock in you during your break.
Well, what about if Lorne gets some cock in him during the break?
I think Lorne should.
You already have no fear about that one. I already know that.
Yeah, so he says, he's like, yeah, I don't want penis. Some of the guys who proclaim, all these guys who proclaim that they don't want penis, they want it more than anything.
Yeah, I don't think a big show.
No, I think so. It's actually been proven. They put heart-on measuring instruments on a bunch of men who were self-proclaimed homophobes and men who weren't. And the ones who were homophobes got firmer, longer, harder erections when they were shown gay male porn than the ones who were not homophobic. So it could be. I mean, I don't know if Lorne's ever had a real sexual experience with another man as an adult, but
no.
I mean,
Lorne wants nothing more than Arnold's cock placed firmly in his mouth.
Not even goals.
Lorne wouldn't use his teeth. Lorne would be gentle as a pussycat.
I don't even want to be on. I can't even stand the look of him. It's sad, too, because I thought he was all right before he did that. And now I can't even stand to look at him.
Well, how do you think it made him feel when you said, no, he can't eat your ass?
That made him feel depressed.
And why would you want to make another human being feel depressed?
I'm certainly not going to try to find out what and do it. That's something I can certainly do without. I don't even like seeing another guy naked. Back to our topic here. Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Are you guys here?
Yeah.
Back to our topic here.
All right. What's up?
Well, it's going to be harder if you don't spend time with me.
Lorne, I am going to spend time with you. I'm spending time with you right now, aren't I?
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, just me and you spending time together.
I can hang up if you want.
No,
Don't hang out. We're having social time right now.
Yeah, it's a social time.
I think that we should come up with a name for Lorne that isn't demeaning like pony dick. So if it can't be horse dick or super horse dick, it should be something like girth curve or something like that. Crop circle alley.
That's it.
Yeah, Clydesdale cock. Because it's all hairy.
Well, thanks to him, horse dink and super horse dink are already taken.
Oh, Lorne is the one that named him that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and did you know that he also named the therapist Super Horse Dink?
You named the therapist Super Horse Dink.
Well, he does. You should name him Hot Ass from that picture you sent me. I mean, the lawyer has a really sexy ass and everything, but the therapist's ass was also quite nice to look at. I mean, Lorne has a great ass, too.
You're not going to go out on any more dates with your therapist because he's married, right?
First of all, I'm not dating. I'm not going on dates with the therapist. We hang out. But second of all, I think his divorce will be final this week.
So you can have sex with him because he won't be married anymore. That's what Lorne's worried about.
His divorce is going to...
He doesn't want you to get stretched out by super horse dates before his Clydesdale can take a ride.
Well, Super Horse thinks his divorce will be final this week.
You can go out on dates with him now.
Lauren, we discussed this earlier, that a break is in order.
Well, what you done it?
What am I telling you?
You know what the big problem started?
Wait, what am I supposed to be telling you?
What you done? Are you going to go out on dates with him?
He wants you to tell him you want his Clydesdale and not super horse dink.
I'm gonna go out on dates with other guys and see what is out there so that I know what I want, because I'm young and I should not be tied down to just one person given the circumstances of what that one person has shown me.
Although one person wants us to really love you and really show you who he is. Instead of what he's showing you before.
Lord, nothing's going to stop you from showing me who you are.
It did
You'll be able to show me what?
It did before, and being so confused is what stopped me from showing you.
Or anything you have to show me, you'll be able to show me in this time.
But the thing is, you date one person, date a therapist, and that's time. You're going to be getting closer and closer to him. I told you about that whole problem. You're going to be getting closer and closer in person, and I don't have that opportunity. That's what's not fair about it to me.
Lorne, I should not be tied down to just you, especially given the circumstances of things that you have said and done in that time period. That's not fair to me, and that's not right for you to ask me to do that to myself.
I beg you, just pay attention for 3 months so you can actually see the real me.
Look, I'm paying attention right now. I'm paying attention every time that you and I talk. I am paying attention. And like I said, it's not fair for you to ask me to completely give up having a dating type life and just be with you when you're all the way up there. And there are guys down here who have shown me that they are serious and that they are equipped to handle a relationship and that they are offering things that I want. Guys down here are showing me that. And for you to tell me that I should ignore all that and just focus on you, I think is very wrong. It's irresponsible.
I don't think it's very wrong. I just...
It's selfish, is what it is.
It's selfish for me to ask it, yes. I agree with that.
It's selfish, and so...
It is selfish for me to ask it. It just helps me. If you didn't do it, it just helps me see that you are really serious about only me.
But you're only thinking about yourself, and it's selfish because I'm a young girl, and I should be out there, and I should be wearing cute outfits and going out and dating guys and seeing what's out there and seeing what I want, rather than waiting because you might decide that you want to be X, Y, and Z. Oh, hang on one sec.
Lorne, I think this is going really well for you. Ramona's not talking about sex or anything with anybody else.
Well, I'm frustrated because she's got it in her head to go on dates with the therapist all the time.
Well, she wants to date other people. How else can she be fair and know that she really wants you? Unless she's tried a few other people on her side.
There's it for me, though, that it would be impressionable with them, and I can't. Right now.
What is Lorne saying?
He's concerned about you dating the therapist, and rightfully so. He's in love with you, and he doesn't want to think about anybody else with their hands on you and your body parts.
Then tell him not to think about it. But the fact of the matter is, Lorne, you put yourself in this position. The fact of the matter is that it is unfair to ask me or to expect that I could just go years and years and years not dating anybody, not pursuing other interests, not showing.
I'm asking for the 3 months that we agreed.
Okay, but the 3 months would make a year. And then what? And then you're still not going to live down here. So 3 months makes a year. I see you for 1 weekend and then go back to not dating until I saw you again. That is not fair to ask somebody to do that.
We would see each other a lot more after the first time we saw each other.
That's who?
Because I would be able to come down there with no problem from my probation officer. She would give me permission to go down there and see you.
Well, good. That's what needs to be done.
It's the thing that we need to see each other here the first time. That's what her concern is. She wants to know that you're real too. She wants to know that you're not playing with me like everyone else has done on the internet.
The problem here is that there's a lot that's expected. There's a lot on my shoulders, and it's not right. It really is not right for...
I know, but the thing that's bothering me is you have a lot of pressure on your shoulders from people that are around you. And that's what's brought this issue on us because they're putting pressure on you. And that's the pressure that I have had on me for the last 9 months. My probation officer, the counselor, and my therapist.
Come on, but you did that, though. That's the thing. You can't blame them. Here's the thing, okay? If my parents just knew you as a registered sex offender from Maine, I'm not going to lie. They would not want me to have anything to do with you, right? But it makes it worse and it makes it harder to sell when they get a recording of you screaming at me, cursing at me, calling me a bitch, a whore, a piece of shit, all those things. That makes it more difficult for them because now you're abusive registered sex offender is what they're looking at. And so...
I understand that.
Well, if you understood this, then you wouldn't be saying these things.
Well, it's going to take some explaining to do it, to get them to understand that I'm not the real person that I am, and it's just me being really confused about things that I wish
well,
I
I'm
had never been
sorry,
confused about them with.
Somebody being confused to them is not going to excuse the names that you called me.
No, but the story might help them understand more.
It's not.
I got so confused.
Because to them, there's no excuse for their child to be called those things.
I know. There's no excuse for any of that stuff to have to happen to me either.
Let's see, but Lorne, I had nothing to do with things that went on in your life, and they know this. I had nothing to do with that, and neither did they. So it's like you need to figure out a way out of your problems without resorting to calling the first woman who pays you any attention a bitch, a whore, and a piece of shit. I mean, that's just what you've got to do, and that's just what people do.
I'm not doing that anymore. I'm never going to do that to you again. If you were going to see the actual me that you should have seen from the beginning. I'm sorry you didn't see it. I'm sorry that I've been the way I've been that long. It's difficult for me to not pay attention to things that I was afraid of because of everything that has happened. Not only before I got incarcerated and then during this thing, but after this thing. After I was out of incarceration.
Well, if indeed there is a you that I haven't seen, that I'm going to be seeing, or whatever it is that you like to say, the fact of the matter is that should not be contingent on whether or not you, on whether or not, hang on a second.
So, Lorne, it looks like Ramona is dead set on dating other people. Maybe you should try to make her jealous and tell her how pretty Jen was.
Why? I don't care to make her jealous. I just care to make her happy.
Well, she'll be happy, but you care about her enough to try to make her jealous. See, that's how it works.
Jen was pretty, but I'm not Jen that I want, not Jen that I'm in love with.
Is Ramona prettier than Jen?
In my eyes, yeah.
That's
In my
nice.
eyes, she's the most beautiful woman in the world. I'm also prejudiced too because I spent so much time with her and she believed in me so much. And it's just actually it's taken me this long to realize how real she really is. And that she's not fucking in my head. And that's something I'm not used to. I took it for granted.
Yeah. Well, it's better now because you're changing, and she'll see that. And even if she has sex with the therapist, it's not going to mean as much to her as knowing you are real and are trying to change.
If she has sex with anybody, I wouldn't be able to take it back. There's no way.
But that's part of dating, Lorne.
That's not part of dating. It's not. It's violating my feelings.
She's going to lose everything she has, Mr. Lorne.
There's nothing I can do about that because that's the way I feel.
Well, if you love her, you'll let her try it out, and if she wants to come back to you still, that means it's not as good as she imagined it would be with you.
I'm not going to condone her having sex with anyone. That's me.
Once you guys are together, after this break, and you guys meet up, she is just going to forget all about that. She's going to look at you and say, "Look at this Lorne, isn't he sweet? All I want to do is suck on his meat." And you guys are going to have a great time, and everything will be forgotten.
I mean, what the problem is that she already has my heart. And we've spent so much time together. And it's meant so much to me that she has believed in me so much. If you were to go and sleep with someone else, it would kill me. I wouldn't be able to take it back because in my head it'd be somebody else cheating on me. I wouldn't be able to handle that with her.
But it's not cheating. You guys are on a break. You guys are broken up. Let her go out and have some fun. It's just sex. Did you love every woman that you had a one-night stand with after karaokeing? You didn't.
Yeah, this isn't just any woman we're talking about. It's her. And that's what means so much to me.
Right, but you are broken up. And her, she can fuck a bunch of people like you did, and it doesn't have to mean anything to her. She is going to realize she loves you. Sex is just sex. It feels great on the genitals only. And it's not true that women can separate sex from, they cannot separate sex from love. We can. And all she wants is to be able to date and have some fun. And when she comes back and sees you, you will make love. You're not going to fuck the way she fucked if she's going to fuck people on dates. You're going to lay her down and show her what you feel for her.
That's not the same to me. I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Well, Lorne, this might be the biggest challenge of your life, because if Ramona wants to, I mean, I think any single woman can have sex and enjoy orgasms with as many people as she wishes. And it doesn't mean anything bad about her. And this might be a big challenge for you to start having more respect for her independence, because when you're back together, she won't be doing these things. And you will know that she knows what other people are out there, that, you know, what they have to offer. And she'll be able to compare it with the man that you are today, the sexy, caring, concerned, and respectful man that you've turned into within the past week.
The most thought in my head is that I feel like it is. It's like she's saying that he doesn't respect me, so I go on dates and fuck who I want, then maybe he'll respect me after. That's not her.
Well, it might be, because she knows you better than you know her, apparently. And she's not Look, there's nothing wrong. I'll tell you this. Some people use slut like it's an insult. And if that's what you want to call a woman who goes out and enjoys orgasms, then fine. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And if that's what Ramona wants to do, and she can't do it with you, then let her. And then when she's done, she'll be able to experience it with you. It doesn't mean that she doesn't care about you. It means that she wants to feel an implosion in her lady parts.
That's not no. That's what she wants to do, then she takes the risk of losing me. Good. That's not something I can handle.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she fell asleep, but...
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, okay, sure. Okay. Oh, yes, I'm back. What happened?
we were just discussing... No, we were just discussing your right to enjoy your body with whomever you please, and how it shouldn't impact what Lorne thinks of you, because it's not fair to think negatively of a woman who enjoys orgasms if she's not doing it with anybody who's a minor or married, and if she's single, then have at it. And then when you guys get back together, you're going to be able to experience what lovemaking is with Lorne, and you're going to be able to make your choice fairly, instead of just having Lorne in your experience bank.
She can get a vibrator.
It's still good. You push them onto your clit, but if you really want it, you got to move it up and down and push it hard at the same time. You'll come like 3 times in 10 minutes. And Ramona, if you want to have sex with somebody that's plugged into a wall, then that's the way to do it.
But Ramona also should be able to, if she wants to have sex with, anybody, Ramona should be able to have that.
The therapist?
Well, I didn't say the therapist.
You're saying you're going to date him.
Well, I'm going to date people during this break, and I'm going to see what is out there, and I'm going to see how I feel. I mean, why, if I'm supposed to see such a different side of you and a different person, I'm not seeing it because, I haven't even gone out on a date yet.
Of course you're not going to see a different side when it's talking about having sex with somebody else. I mean, how can I make that different?
But it's not her goal to have sex with somebody else. It's her goal to date. And sometimes dating involves having sex, or at least maybe some oral sex or some nipple biting, and that's not bad for her to want.
Should I don't agree with, because I am still here, and I should be in her head quite a bit. Hang on a second. I guess you can move me first. All right, I'm back.
Lorne, I think you're refusing to see the reality of the situation, and it's quite disturbing.
It's disturbing that after 9 months of us being so close that you would even contemplate having sex with anyone.
Lorne, I don't see it as 9 months of us being so close. Let's just say if it were. 9 months is not, I mean, it's a good amount of time, but it's not a very long time. It's not like 2-3 years. That's thing one. thing, too, I shouldn't be bound to you just because I put up with your abuse for the last 9 months. And the fact that you know it's selfish for you to be asking me to
not have sex with someone else?
To not do anything with anybody else. The fact that you're asking me that, when that is how I've been for 9 months, and it has not paid off. And so now you're saying, well, give me 3 more months and I'll make it pay off. But the problem with that is it's just like a gamble. I don't know, Amber, I don't know if he realizes when he does this that, there's a therapist. When I'm not even talking about the therapist, I'm talking about the situation in general. I don't know if he's intending to be condescending, but it doesn't make his case that he's a changed man. It really does the opposite.
I have to agree with you there.
The reason I mentioned the therapist is because he's the one that called me a loser to you. He's the one that flirted with you on the phone, that you said yes to a dinner date with, and then you said yes again. You flirted with her on the phone with your boyfriend on the phone. That's why I said the therapist.
Well, I think she flirted with him while you were on the phone because she knew that you could hear, and so you would know that it's completely innocent. Women can talk nicely to men without wanting to get stuffed by their cocks.
And here's my problem with Lorne.
Respect me in that one.
See, but okay, if this is someone who doesn't respect you, Lorne, why are you trying to hold on so tightly? Here's my problem with respect to what Lorne is saying. It's kind of like, again, what's that noise though? Lorne, what is that in the background?
I just turned the movie off. Rewind it.
It's kind of like a gambling debt. This is what Lorne is essentially gambling here, but instead of playing with house money like he should be, he's playing with his own money. And here's how. He's trying to play with house money, but he's instead playing with his own money. Here's how. So Lorne has 9 months in which, thus far, Lorne has had 9 months with which to show me anything that he wanted to show me with respect to how he was going to behave, the things that he thinks, how he feels, etc., etc. Lorne's had 9 months. In that 9 months, Lorne hasn't shown anything worth sticking around for. So now Lorne is saying, but wait, I can show you these things, just give me 3 more months. So he's trying to play with house money, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work to say, hey, I've lost the last 70 hands at the blackjack table. Casino, can you lend me some money? I'll win it back and pay you back plus some. It doesn't work that way, and that's what he's trying to do right now.
He's not playing with house money.
You're trying to.
No, he's not trying to. He's trying to tell you something that he wishes he could have shown you a long time ago.
But here's the thing, though. You don't get a redo.
The way things happened, there was no way that I could.
You don't get a redo just because. Well, you don't get a redo just because you don't like the outcome. You don't get to redo it just because you don't like the way that it turned out, or because you wish you had done differently. You don't redo it.
That's not what redo is all about with me. It's not the redo.
But you're asking for a redo. You're asking for a redo. You're asking for 3 more months.
Yeah, I'm asking for 3 more months so I can show you
of my life. You're asking.
You wanted me to be.
But here's what you're doing. You're asking me to say to all of the guys here who have shown me that they are good people worthy of dating me, you're asking me to tell all those guys, no, I'm not interested. I'm going to date this guy in Maine And you're asking me to give you more time to show me things that you should have been showing me from day one, but you weren't. I need to tell no to all these guys who have shown that they are really good guys so that you could get more time. Meanwhile, what does Ramona get out of this? Well, if you ask Lorne, Ramona gets the, quote, guy who she wanted him to be. But the thing is, Ramona could have that in other guys. Ramona has a lot of guys who are in her social circle, who are begging her for attention, that already show healthy and good partner characteristics. So it's not like Ramona's getting something that she wouldn't be getting before. And the question is, would Ramona rather be with someone who showed her those things off the bat, or someone who has to be convinced and coerced into showing her those healthy traits? I'd rather someone who never had the unhealthy characteristic traits.
Well, why could you just be asking for Ramona to not stop believing in him?
And see, and this whole believing in you thing is, it would be funny if it weren't such a manipulative tool, because when you say stuff like, well, believe in me, I mean, of course, everybody wants someone to believe in them. That's what everybody wants, but you have to show them something worth believing in order for them to, quote, believe in you. When you haven't shown them anything worth believing in, it's kind of a hard sell to think that they should just randomly start believing that you're going to be the exact opposite of what you've shown them for, as you like to say, 9 months.
Am I drinking anymore?
That's subject to scrutiny because you have a breathalyzer that you have to take every day.
It doesn't matter if I have that or not. I still don't feel like drinking anyway.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. The only time, this is the longest since I've known you that you've gone without drinking, and it was during the time that you had a breathalyzer. You woke up after calling me a pathetic bitch and said, hey, you know, maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. I'm going to stop drinking. You didn't say that then. You didn't say that after you called me an asshole. You didn't say that after you harassed me several times. You didn't say that at any of those times. You didn't say, I'm going to stop drinking because I don't like the way that I abuse you when I drink. Those words never came out of you.
I hated the way I was usually when I drank. I hated that.
You didn't hate it enough to stop. No, that's the point.
That's why I didn't understand why you kept challenging me on drinking more.
No, Lorne. You're not going to put this on me. You're not going to put this on me.
I just telling you I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it.
You didn't hate drinking enough to not do it.
I'm not doing it anymore, and I'm not even, it doesn't even affect me anymore. It doesn't even affect me when I stop.
That's nice that you're not doing it anymore, but again, the point evades you, and you still don't get it. It's not about what you aren't doing anymore. It's about the fact that you started to begin with.
Just because I started when I was 20, that made you think that I was an alcoholic?
Now, where did I say that? It's the fact that you started drinking uncontrollable amounts of alcohol to begin with. I don't care how old you were when you started. That's irrelevant. What's relevant is the fact that you still, if you let me finish, what's relevant is the fact that you did it, started drinking the uncontrollable amounts, but B, you did not stop when you saw how you were abusing someone else. You didn't stop because of that. You stopped when your probation officer gave you a breathalyzer. That's when you stopped.
I stopped, but even after I'm done with that, I don't plan on drinking.
I can be I can just go by your actions. That's all I have to go by. That's all I'm going to go by is your actions. And your actions, because this is the longest and this is the only time that you've gone any considerable length of time, meaning it'll be 3 weeks. You've gone 3 weeks without any alcohol. And that is during the time that you were on a breathalyzer given to you by your state. So it's kind of a hard sell.
I had to be on the breathalyzer for 4 months. I still don't feel like drinking anyway.
You're not getting the point, Lorne, and I don't know if you're intentionally not getting the point.
What I'm getting from your point is that I would not be drinking I would not have stopped drinking if it weren't for this breathalyzer.
But you haven't done that before, so that is. So those words don't mean anything when you haven't gone a considerable amount of time without drinking before.
Well, as in Washington State, I went 2.5 years without drinking.
Hold on a second. I have to say something. Hold on a second.
Hold on a second. That's why you saw who said you were going to say something to
Lorne, I bet you're sexier than the therapist is since Ramona's gone, by the way. I've seen both of you. I've seen you and the therapist. I think you're sexier than he is. You're doing good.
Thank you, but I need for her to know that.
You know, just an outsider's opinion.
It makes me feel like she's a lot better than me. It's very bothersome. I don't want to have sex with anybody else. I don't want to violate us.
I know. I mean, his face isn't as cute as yours, and you have bigger muscles. So what if his dick's like 2 times as big as yours? That doesn't mean anything. Who wants to get hurt by sex? I mean, I do, but Ramona doesn't. She's not like that.
Well, it's not like her to just go out and have sex like that. It bothers me.
Well, she might not. I mean, you know, who knows? I can tell you this, though. I didn't set out having sex with the lawyer. He just kind of found his way into stuffing his cock into me. And that's what Ramona might need to realize that she loves you.
But it's also the thing that you're saying earlier. The more time she spends with him, you know, and that's, I don't care about it to me.
Okay, guys, I'm back. Lorne, I was thinking of something because I did overhear your snarky therapist comment, and it's comments like that showed that you really haven't changed. But let's say that you understood the definition of love, and let's say that you felt that way about me for argument's sake, okay? Okay?
Yeah, I understand the definition of love. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in love with you still.
Okay. Let's go with that. Part of love is wanting what's best for somebody. Would you be able to have the objectivity to look at a situation like this one and say, you know, I love Ramona so much that I'm going to let her go and be with the doctor or be with the therapist because that is what's best for her. Because these are guys who have shown her love from the day that they met her up until now, and they never needed to prove anything. They never needed to get over anything. That these are guys who have shown her unconditional love since the day that she met them. Would it be out of character for you to do that?
It would be out of character for me to do that because of the fact that I haven't had the chance to show you how I love you in person.
You've had 9 months of chances, Lorne.
Not in person. They have a chance in person. I don't have a chance in person right now.
But could it be that since what you've shown me over the phone is so unappealing, it really is, that it doesn't need to go in person in order for you to be able to say what Ramona needs is something, excuse me,
Just to show the real person that I am. So this person's all confused and scared of how we met, and other people are whispering things in his ears that she's just playing with me. She's not real. How come she won't show herself? How come she's not here? How many times have you gone through this? How many other people have done this thing to you and just keep putting it up and they're going to meet you?
And Lorne, it might...
It might be that I really believe in you, and I don't want to listen to them anymore.
Well, it might just be that you are going to be safer if you just not do that with people you don't meet. And get serious about with Ramona after you guys meet. Isn't tonight, hey, just real quick, isn't tonight the Lily lunar eclipse?
I think tomorrow is the solar eclipse.
Oh, okay, I got it backwards. All right, go ahead, sorry.
But I mean, isn't it possible, all right, Bonnie Tyler, isn't it possible, though, that it should be that perhaps Ramona should be dating people who are around her who have shown her these characteristics from day one?
Is it possible that Ramona should say, okay, I really do believe in this guy, and I do believe that what he's telling me is true, and he is working those 3 months to show us?
So, Lorne, I asked you before, and it begs the question: what have you done to show me anything or any reason why I should have any belief in you? It all boils back down to feelings. When you answer that question, I say, Lorne, how do I know? Why should I believe that you're going to be X, Y, and Z? And you say, like when I asked you, how do I tell my parents such and such a thing? You said that I should tell them that I, quote, have a feeling. I have a feeling that this could be a good guy. I have a feeling that he's going to do X, Y, and Z. That's what you always resort back to. And
have I ever wavered on telling you that I love you at all?
You did one time. You did fine. You said fine. I don't fucking love you either one time, and that's fine, Lorne, because you shouldn't love me. You've never met me, and
that's not fine because I was lying. Because I do love you.
But
I have every reason to love you.
Lorne, you don't know me, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm genuinely trying to help you and to guide you into a situation where maybe you'll find something with someone in your state that's better than clinging on to a fantasy of a girl who's half your age.
Fantasy, you're not a fantasy.
But, I mean, it's a fantasy to think that you're going to magically get everything in line and that you're magically going to win my parents over and my family and friends.
I cannot guarantee that I'm going to win them over. You are the one that I am in love with.
But
I'm not in love with your family or your friends.
They're important.
You're the one that I'm in love with. The only one that I care to change for is you.
But they're important to me. But, I mean, it's a fantasy because
I can't do anything about the way that they feel. The only person that I can care about is you. I mean, I care about that you have a good family and friends. I care about that stuff. But you're the one that I'm changing that how do I word this? I'm changing for myself, and I'm becoming the person that I used to be, that I was before Paul ever screwed me over. My head is getting back to straight again. But if it weren't for you, I would have had a problem doing that.
Lorne, if your head was
the
getting
person that you are and that you've been to me. That's what makes the big difference, because you believed in me. And that's what brought me to be able to become the person that I know I am now.
If your head were really getting back to straight, as you put it, you would you would be thinking about options of dating people who are nearby you, and not necessarily.
I don't do that when I'm in love with someone else. I don't do that.
But this person is telling you that that's what you should be looking at, because that is what's best for you.
What's best for me is to not violate the person that I'm in love with.
I have said before, but I know, but it's kind of different when I'm telling you one thing. I have said before that I don't love you, and that is true. But I am doing something more loving than anything that you have done for me, which is I am telling you to go be with someone who can meet your needs and who is willing to do that and who is in your state, who can give you the kind of relationship that you want. I'm doing that, and I don't even love you. You say that you love me, and you won't do that.
I won't do that because I won't violate you.
It's not violating anymore.
I will not go out and sleep with somebody else and bring a disease back to you. That's not happening.
No, you're not going to be sleeping with me. That's thing one. And thing two, you're not violating. You're not going to be sleeping. You're not going to be sleeping with me. That's thing one. And thing two, it's not violating.
I'm not going to be sleeping with you?
You are not violating me when I am suggesting something to you to do.
In my heart, I would be violating you. Can't do that.
Well,
I'd not only be violating you, I'd be violating everything I believe in.
Can you sing a song for us, Lorne? This is getting really tense. I think we need to take a little bit of a break. Here's something relaxing. Can you, please?
I can. The song that you want to have. I can think of one.
Sing.
Layla by Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
There was a
big one.
I
don't know all that song.
Let me tell you a story. I can talk about her without crying, but there was a goat at my favorite animal sanctuary, and her name was Layla. And I used to always sing that song.
I remember you singing that.
Singing that was special.
I could sing a Layla song for Lorne.
I don't remember all the words, so I can't sing it.
It goes, what do you do when you get horny? You want to put your dick inside. Ramona is in another state. Guess you'll have to fuck your hand, Lorne. Got an operation on her knee, Lorne.
Oh, right? God.
I would give anything to be able to be there and to get every need that she possibly has.
Sing Alan Jackson.
Including
an Alan Jackson song. Can you sing an Alan Jackson song?
I can, but I have a better one. Just hang on a minute.
Oh, okay.
Trying to think of it. All right. Hold on a second. Last night I came home again, 3 sheets to the wind. Broke a promise I swore I'd never break. It came as no surprise, either heard in her eyes, like a Bible on the table where she prayed. This time I thought for sure that she was good as gone. She just wiped her tears away, put some coffee on. I don't know why she even hangs around. After all the hell I put her through, and the times I let her down. She has more faith in me than anyone has ever found. Heaven knows how much I need her. Thank God for a believer. She says, boy, I still love you, stronger than the 92. I sing coursing through my veins. She said, don't give up the fight, for long you'll get it right. I wish to God that I could say the same. Sunday morning here beside her in the pew, with bloodshot eyes I try to see her point of view. And I don't know why she even hangs around. After all the hell I put it through, and the times I let her down. She has more faith in me than anyone has ever found. Heaven knows how much I need her. Thank God for believers. There you go. How's that sound? Is either one of you even listening?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay. How's that sound?
Very touching. It's beautiful.
I think, what did I say? Come on. Did you even hear me?
I heard you, but I don't know the song, so it sounded like a Lorne Armstrong original to me.
Me too. I didn't know that it wasn't an original, but I got to hop off of here because Fro just came and told me that dinner is ready. We're having tofu scramble and tater tots. So
that sounds like a nickname for Lorne's genitals, tofu scramble and tater tots. Oh, yeah.
Thank you for ruining tofu scramble and tater tots.
Hey, yeah, they shouldn't have ruined it. They should have made it taste better.
Oh, gosh. Anywho, so, like, I'll hop off of here, but, like, you guys, like, have fun, and I'm going to eat my dinner.
Yeah. I have about 20 more minutes, and I got to start making dinner. But Lorne has something important to tell you, so I'm going to be quiet.
I love you. Don't forget it.
Thank you. I will talk to you later.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See, that was nice. You wooed her with a song afterwards, so she didn't hang up upset. Wasn't that nice? That was a great job you did.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if she understood what the words were saying.
Well, I hope so, because I could hear it. It came right out of your heart, up your throat, and into my ears, and hers too.
I hope she understood that. So she said, I don't want her having sex with anybody. Bothers me to no end, I know. She's my woman. In fact, I brought us to this because my ignorance, like confusion, and
Yeah.
I mean, like, how could I not be confused? Really wish that a long time ago she would have sent me a video of her and shown me that she was who she was and that she wasn't playing with me. And I wish we would have met a long time ago so I wouldn't have this thing that I've had to deal with my probation officer, my counselor, and therapist. 9 months.
Lorne, are you crying?
You can thought and regret.
Oh, okay.
Know who I really am.
I think she's able to see it. I think she's being kind of cold toward you right now because she wants to see it before she starts getting feelings for you again, because it really hurt her the way you treated her. And now that she's just a little bit more vigilant, it's just going to take a while to win her over again. But you're doing a great job. You're being very romantic and respectful.
Yeah, the thing with the therapist, my God, oh, bothers me so much. Guy all of a sudden just popped into her life. All the good things that she said about him, and going on that first date with him, things she said then, and then going over his house the other night, but that bothered me. I want to go on my days.
Well, what if what if the therapist, let's just say that she told me the therapist might have given her a goodnight kiss.
It would bother me.
But why?
Because
she said it was just a peck.
He gave her a kiss on the lips.
It was just a peck.
On the lips.
It was like 10 seconds.
10 seconds. 10 seconds. No, she made out with him.
I don't know if she opened her mouth, but I don't even know if she was awake.
Even if she wasn't awake, how would she know about it?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
She certainly wasn't honest with me about it and didn't tell me about it. And that was it. And that was Friday night?
It was on the cheek, not on the lips. That's why I said they didn't use their mouth. But it was an embrace with mouth on cheek, and it was just more sweet and supportive than sexy. I mean, she said she felt him get aroused on her leg, but she broke off the hug after that. She waited 5 seconds and then pushed him away.
And this shouldn't even be happening. I won't be able to handle it. If she has sex with anybody, I won't be able to handle it.
Well, then I'll just tell her not to tell you. That'll make it work.
That won't make it work because she doesn't tell me, and she's being dishonest with me.
No, well, what she does on her break is her business, though. If she wears a condom, like if she sucks his cock and wears it with a condom, that's okay. You won't get anything.
She sucks his cock and brings her mouth back to me and wants to stick her tongue in my mouth. That shit don't work for me either. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not in agreement with this stuff at all.
Lorne, you might just have to accept something that you don't like, and that Ramona's sexually attracted to the therapist, and she might want him to fuck her good, and then make her choice after that. And she has the right to do that because she's not tied to anybody right now.
She has the right to do that, but she does. She's going to take a chance of losing any chance with me. She knows how I feel about it. I can't stop the way I feel about it. That's the way I feel about it.
Well, you can still love somebody and fuck somebody else. I do it all the time.
Yeah, but
I'm in love with you, and I fuck the therapist. Or, I mean, the lawyer.
I don't do it.
I'm eating a peanut butter Snickers. You want a bite?
Yeah.
No?
I mean, head supper. I've never even had anything that I don't feel like eating.
Lorne, you gotta eat. You gotta feed that body so you keep getting buff.
I've been drinking coffee.
That doesn't count, Lorne.
It does. It fills me up. Oh, God.
Lorne,
It's stressful.
there are lots of women in your area who would love to date you. On one of your videos earlier, this girl Piper said that she thought that you were the finest specimen of man, or something to that effect. She commented on your YouTube page, because I play your songs sometimes in the background when I clean, and I saw some comments on there. There are women who love you.
I don't want anything to love me. I only want Ramona to love me. What chance that we're supposed to have. Me being able to have a straight head, and now I have that. And if she sleeps with anybody else, it's gonna ruin it. Ruin everything that we can have. I understand the pressure that's on her, but it doesn't mean that she has to give her body away to satisfy people around her.
Yeah. I don't know.
So upsetting.
Well, I know it's upsetting, but here's the thing, Lorne. You are resilient. Look at all the shit you've gone through, and you're still standing on your own 2 feet. You're posing in front of a fire like a Greek Adonis. You have a woman who is just having some problems in her life, and now that's your next challenge. And your challenge will be, am I mature enough to accept that Ramona can do what she wants with her body and still come back to me because she will realize I'm changed and I'm the best for her? That's your next challenge. And if you are going to take it up, you got to man up, stop crying about Ramona, live your life for you, and that will make her want you more. Because if I know anything about women, is we don't like it when there's a man chasing us all around, acting like, pitiful. We pay attention when you guys kind of ignore us a little bit. She wants to know that you are dependent and strong-minded, not weak-minded and codependent. That's not attractive, Lorne. and she likes you, and you love her. And one way you can show her that you love her is by letting her make her own choices. She will come back to you like a boomerang.
But if she cares about me at all, she's not going to sleep with somebody else.
That's not true.
It is.
I care for somebody a great deal, you, and I sleep with somebody else.
Yeah, but you're my friend.
Right, but it doesn't mean that's the thing. I can want to have sex with my friend, and Ramona can want to have sex with her friends.
The only one I can't have sex with is her. That's where my heart is. And if she would tell me that she has sex with someone else, there's no way my heart could be there.
But it's just sex. It's cock and pussy. Cock and pussy, pumping and squirting, and that's it. It feels good.
Yeah.
You're done. You go home. It's not making love.
Yeah, but it's an area that only I should be in. Like mine is an area that only she should be in.
Hey, I just got a text from the lawyer. He wants to video chat and have me show him my titties. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go so I can bounce them around on cam for him. But you just stay strong, okay?
Oh, you're so funny.
I want to make you laugh. Right, that's the whole point. All right, hot stuff. I'll talk with you soon.
Go bunch of titties for him.
I will, both of them.
All right, thank you, Emma.
All right, you're very welcome, Lorne. Bye.
Bye.